Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be what you don't know about the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So what you don't know about the narcissist, this is a very long laundry list of things. First of all, did you ever really know who the narcissist was? You didn't. You may have thought you did. Maybe you married the narcissist. Maybe it was your parent. Maybe it was your brother, sister, colleague, coworker, neighbor, bestie of 25 plus years. But you never actually knew who the narcissist was because they were showing you what they wanted you to see. Now, each and every day you were in that relationship, you saw more and more of the cracks in the armor of the narcissist's mask. But again, remember, you weren't taught Narcissism 101 in school. So you did not know what you were up against. You didn't have the wisdom. You didn't know that there were definitions in the glossary on the terms of the narcissistic abusive cycle. Example, you didn't know what gaslighting was. You definitely didn't know what triangulation was. You certainly did not know what a smear campaign was. Maybe you just thought it was somebody spreading rumors about you. Well, actually, you would be true, but there's a definition for that in narcissistic abuse. You didn't know what a rage fit was. You didn't know what financial abuse was. You did not know what mirroring or projection or object constancy was. The list goes on and on and on, and these are all of the behaviors or the strategies or the tactics of the narcissist. And this is how they administered their punishment. It's how they dished out their abuse. It's how they kept you strung along longer and longer in that relationship while you were giving them more and more chances to change or more and more opportunities to improve. Or maybe the narcissist told you, yes, they're going to go see a therapist, or yes, they think that they're better, or they figured out why they do what they do. Well, we now know that the narcissist can sell you anything. They're snake oil salespeople from way back in the day. There's no substance to the narcissist. There's no core. There's no authenticity or genuineness. What they want to do is they want to capture people and keep them placed in that narcissistic fog or the devaluation stage or the trauma bond, whatever you want to call it, for as long as they possibly can. Because you see, the narcissist needs to be needed. They need to be relevant in people's lives. The narcissist always has to be on the tip of people's tongues, meaning, oh, did you hear about so-and-so? Or did you hear what they did or they didn't do or where they are, what they're doing? This is all smoke and mirrors by the narcissist. Keep this in mind. The longer the narcissist can stay relevant, or the longer they can feel important in your life, the more damage they can do to you. This is why virtually in every video I create, I suggest to go no contact, to block the narcissist, delete them, remove them, and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? Now, if you can't utilize that, maybe it's your brother or sister, or maybe it's your parents, who knows, but then utilize Gray Rock. Simply don't overshare. Don't let them know much about you or what you're doing or who you're with or how you're spending your time or where you're going, and let them choke themselves out, meaning of your supply, of your information. Now, all these things I'm sharing, as the thumbnail mentioned, what you don't know about the narcissist, think about this. When you were with them, what you did know is you were waiting for the next shoe to drop. You were waiting for them to complain or throw a rage fit on you or blame you for something that you did or didn't do today, yesterday, or 30 years ago. Because the narcissist is like a petulant child. They will bring up something from the past that may or may not have even happened, and they will try to make that relevant today. This is one of the key points and one of the key techniques that the narcissist administers to their people that they're targeting. They want to bring up the past. They want to keep people stuck in the past. They want to keep people thinking about the past. They want to keep people thinking and defending and explaining about what did or didn't happen in the past. And when you finally get the message and you realize that the past is over, there's not one thing you can do about it. You can't change the past. You need to learn from the past. You need to not predict the future. You need to live in the present moment, the here and the now, whatever date it is. And you need to understand that you are the priority, that you come first, second, and third, and that you never really knew who the narcissist was, where they were, what they were doing, who they were talking to, who they were isolating, who they were tricking and trapping. You never knew who the past relationships of the narcissist were. Now you know what the narcissist told you, but by now you should know that anything the narcissist ever told you in their life, you need to take that with a grain of salt, maybe even a pound of salt, because the narcissist never told you the truth. You may think that they did. They probably told you little shreds of the truth, little slivers of the truth at best. Think about the former romantic relationships of the narcissist. Well, they probably told you that all those people were not good people. They didn't pay the bills, they didn't raise the kids, they didn't do A, B, and C, they never wanted to do this, that. Well, what was the one common denominator of all of those romantic relationships? That's right, it's the narcissist. Think about what I'm mentioning to you. The narcissist is the one common denominator in the narcissistic abusive cycle. And they were the one toxic catalyst in your relationship as well. Before you met the narcissist, you probably had a loving, kind, stable, healthy existence or life. And then you met the narcissist and your world was rocked, it was turned upside down. You were on a roller coaster of emotions without a seatbelt. You were being dipped in the deep end of destruction. You were being dipped in the cesspool of manipulation. You didn't know what to believe or what not to believe, and yet you stayed in that relationship. You continued to give the narcissist more and more opportunities. You continued to believe in the mask. You continued to believe their actions would match their words. Again, this wasn't your fault. You weren't taught Narcissism 101 in school. You didn't know what you were up against. You met somebody who took advantage of you, who manipulated you, who weaponized your empathy against you, your love against you, your relationships against you, your health against you, your status, your network, your money, your resources, your time, your energy. Anything that made you you was weaponized against you. But even then, you continued to give to a fault. Maybe you were a people pleaser. Maybe you are an empath. Maybe you didn't want to quit on the relationship. Who knows? But I can assure you one thing. Number one, the narcissist knew that relationship that you were a part of was going to end. Yes, they did. They knew it was going to expire. It was simply a matter of time when they could extract or take as much from you as they possibly could. Example, let's say when you met the narcissist, you had great health. You had a large bank account. You were golfing 5 days a week and you owned 2 cars in your house and you had a beautiful dog, etc. Okay, well, that sounds great, right? Well, it does. You meet the narcissist, next thing you know, you're in credit card debt up to your eyeballs. Your mortgage is 3 times what it used to be. Your health is taking a hit. You have medical bills left, right, and center. You have credit card debt. If I didn't say that, you're not golfing because you can't afford it. Your network of friends and or support system has imploded because the narcissist has administered the smear campaign, basically driving wedges between you and anything that mattered to you. And you find yourself on an island, on a shell of an island. On an island, you became a shell of yourself. And what were you doing when you were in that part of the relationship? You kept on working for the relationship because you kept on believing in the narcissist. Then one day when something broke, something snapped, the relationship ended, and it usually ends with a thud, a crash, a bang. That's when you really realize that you're all on your own. You may have been in the relationship with the narcissist. You may have believed that they loved you and cared about you and had your best interest at heart. You now know that none of those 3 things were the truth. The truth of the matter is the narcissist was trying to take you down for the count. They didn't want you to exist. They didn't want you to heal. They didn't want you to get your light bulb moment and figure out that they were a narcissist. They didn't want you to see behind the mask. They wanted you stuck. They wanted you pining for them. They wanted you wondering where they were, who they were with, what they were doing. Should you give them another chance? Could they give you another chance? Are they with the new supply? Are they living their best life, etc.? All of these things are toxic, challenging experiences post-relationship. But these are all hurdles and or challenges you will have to go through. Because when you are in the trauma bond, which is a place you did not even know existed, and you loved the person who claimed that they loved you, but now you know that that person doesn't love you, they didn't love you, they don't love anybody, they only care about themselves, and you have to unwind all of that, it's a very difficult pill to swallow, to say the least. But that's what happened. That's why when you were discarded, and if you were, my heart goes out to you, or if you ended it yourself, meaning the relationship, you still had to heal. You had to slow your life down. You had to realize that nobody was going to come knocking on your door. Nobody was going to rescue you. No one was going to say, hey, I understand that you're going through challenging times. Can I be there for you? Because all of these people either A, grabbed their popcorn and watched your life implode, B, they were toxic themselves, or C, they couldn't get involved because perhaps they would be the next target from the narcissist. This is why these relationships are one-way tickets to Destructionsville. But as the thumbnail mentions, what you didn't know about the narcissist was, number one, who they were. Exactly, a toxic narcissistic person. Number two, that your relationship was going to end because they all have an expiration date. Number three, that the narcissist was grooming other people behind your back or maybe even in front of you, meaning new sources of supply. And these don't need to be exclusive to romantic relationships or interests. They could be friends, colleagues, coworkers. They could be your best friend who was a legitimately good person and the narcissist turned them against you. But the next thing that you didn't know about the narcissist was that they didn't love you. They didn't care about you. They don't care about their own children. They don't care about their own parents. They care about nobody but themselves. The next thing is you didn't know that the narcissist was not going to give you closure. Yes, closure is a huge thing on the journey. It's on the healing path that you must give yourself closure. And what is closure for people who may not know? That's when you come to terms and to grips with what the relationship was. It wasn't what you thought it was what it was, which is a toxic narcissistic relationship. And so the narcissist will never give you the answers to the questions that you were searching for. But when that relationship ended, you probably were wondering or trying to contact the narcissist to get answers as to why they did what they did. How could they do that? Why they didn't love you? Why they didn't care about you? Why they acted like they didn't even know you? Why they're posting all over social media about their heart is hurt when you're the one that's not having a good experience at all. You see, this is all smoke and mirrors. It's all by design. It's all by the narcissist's intuitive instincts of how to destroy people's lives. Other things you didn't know about the narcissist was that the new supply, and they are either one of three people. They're either a recycled source of supply, somebody who hasn't broken the trauma bond or who hasn't figured out what narcissism is, or two, they're a toxic person themselves, or three, they're a clean slate, just like you were. Somebody who was an empath or kind, loving, stable, and they believed in the words of the narcissist. But what you also didn't know about the narcissist was that they don't care about the new supply. The new supply is simply an opportunity for the narcissist to elevate their life for another leg of their life through a period of time. It could be a week, a month, a year, a couple of years, who knows? But the new supply is being peppered with abuse, just like you were, and they're probably being peppered with abuse even worse. Yeah, you may say, I find that hard to believe. Well, you may be right. I can't tell you that for a fact. But what I can tell you is don't think that the narcissist with the new supply, either of them are living their best life and it's all puppies and rainbows and unicorns and butterflies and snickerdoodles and marshmallows or s'mores. That's not what it is. It is toxicity. It is gaslighting. It is doors being slammed. It is cars being driven off without the other person being in it. It is rage fits at 100 miles an hour. It is being ignored on airplanes going on international flights. It is being triangulated at restaurants. It is financial abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, spiritual abuse, physical abuse at times. It is not what you think it is. So don't for a minute think the narcissist struck pay dirt. And many times people, wrap your head around this, please. Many times people will say during one-on-one sessions that they believe the new supply is getting all of the hard work or all the fruits of their labor that they put into the narcissist. In other words, the person who's watching the video elevated the narcissist to a different part of their life, a different plateau. Well, that part's true. I'm sure you did. But the thing is, now if you believe that the new supply is reaping all of the hard work, the fruits of your labor, that's not the case, not even close. The new supply is getting crushed. They're being decimated. They think they just found the best thing since sliced bread. What they found was the most toxic, debilitating, challenging, taxing relationship known to humankind. And that is with the narcissist. But they will figure that out eventually. The thing is, you can't save the new supply. The new supply wouldn't believe you in 1,000 years if you were to contact them, which is why you let the new supply do whatever they do. Remember, at one point you were the new supply. And if somebody walked up to you and said, hey, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I was with the person you're with before you, and it's not going to go well for you, believe me. You're going to find out that it's going to be very challenging, to say the least. You would have said thank you, but no thank you. I know what I'm doing. I am capable of making my own decisions. And you would have probably thought that person was jealous or envious, or that they wanted to get back with their ex, which is your new relationship. But that's not the case. That person may have been trying to warn you, which is why, and I'll say it again, you shouldn't be warning anybody about anything, because you wouldn't have believed somebody if they tried to warn you. So most likely the person that you're thinking about won't listen to you. But what you weren't supposed to know, or what you don't know about the narcissist, is inside of them they are filled with anxiety. They are filled with insecurity. They are always looking over their shoulder. They are in fear of being abandoned. They are in fear of being discovered. They are in fear of being discarded. They are in fear of not living up to the expectations they placed upon themselves. This is why each and every day when the narcissist is on their way home, let's say they're driving home from work, or maybe they're in their house or apartment by themselves for a few moments because they can't be alone that long. But let's say they are. This is why they need to blast the radio. This is why they need to hum to themselves frequently, like, They do that so frequently. This is why the narcissist can't sit still. This is why the narcissist mumbles so frequently. This is why when you catch the narcissist in their element, meaning you would check that you would see them without them knowing that you were around. Example, let's say you were in the same house, but you were in a different room, or you were sleeping, you woke up and you caught the narcissist doing something which was weird or strange to you. It's because they didn't think you were around, or they thought you were sleeping. You see, the narcissist is toxic, and every single moment in their brain, in their tiny little pea brain, that script needs to go around and around and around. It needs to justify their poor behavior. And it says something like this: I am valuable, I am needed, people love me, people worship me, people respect me, people want to be me, I am powerful, I will get what I want. And they keep these words on a loop, and that loop goes around and around in their brain. And guess what? I will tell you right now, the narcissist's life, it's not even close to how they portray it. It's not all the filters on Instagram or social media. It's not even close to that. The narcissist is always looking over their shoulder. They're always nervous about people figuring out who they are. They're always having to figure out why they're getting blocked left, right, and center. They're always figuring out why their own children want nothing to do with them, why their spouses have blocked them and moved halfway around the world, why their friends are figuring out who they are, why their business relationships are imploding, why nobody wants to spend time with them, and why they need to continue to keep that mask super glued to their face for the rest of their life. The reason why all of these things take place is because the narcissist is not genuine, they're not authentic, they can't be. They do not have the ability to just be. They need to always be disrupting people's lives, creating confusion, chaos, manipulating people, and keeping people trapped in that narcissistic fog. Remember, that was you for a period of time. You're out of the relationship. My hope is you have healed or you are healing, but either way, my hope is you've gone no contact and blocked these people, and you understand that you are absolutely needed, you're valuable, you're precious, you are respected, you're loved, you're honored, and you're cherished, not by the narcissist. They don't feel that way about anybody. I'm talking about me and the community. We need you. We need you to get to the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference where I am standing there waiting for you. And so many other people I've helped get there are reaching our arms or hands down to pull you up to where we are, because there is more than enough space there for you. There is not space for any toxicity or for any negative behaviors. There's there for people who are healing or who have healed. So understand what you don't know about the narcissist. There are so many things. When they were with you, you never knew where they were mentally. When they weren't with you, you never knew where they were. When they told you where they were when they weren't with you, you never knew where they were. Point being is the narcissist is a shapeshifter. They will blow any which way the wind goes, or they will go any which way the wind goes, and they will look for the next new shiny object for the rest of their life. They will never ever welcome stability. They will never ever welcome commonplace. They will never enjoy being with people. What they enjoy is being needed, being important in other people's lives, and the narcissist always wants to keep that door open a crack. Remember, that's why you must go no contact. If you leave that door open even a crack, in the future, potentially, the narcissist could try to hoover you. Never accept a hoover, and they could try to kick that door wide open again. That's not what you want to do. What you want to be doing is going no contact, etc. But understand something. You weren't supposed to figure out who the narcissist was. You weren't supposed to heal. You weren't supposed to relocate. You weren't supposed to be able to take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book, to fall in love again, to do whatever you wanted to do toxicity free. But that's what you're doing, because the narcissist took their best shot at you and they failed miserably. And guess what? You are the winner. You are the beautiful, bright, shining light, and you are elevating higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. And the narcissist will stay stuck in that low vibrational quagmire state, lower than a piece of dirt below your shoe. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. And there is a beautiful bird making some noise. I love you all. God bless you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Remember something. You never really knew the narcissist. You will never know the narcissist. The narcissist is a shapeshifter. They don't care about one person. All they care about is keeping people stuck and taking as much from them as they possibly can. I love you all. God bless you. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Yeah.